Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Superboard Commentaries. I'm your host and commentator, DruoxTheShredder. And as you can see, we're going to watch a replay of me this time. Now they've changed the way how spectator works, so I can't move the camera. There we go. Anyway, we're still loading. I can't move the camera. There we go. Okay. This is the enemy team. Well, my enemy team. They're the friendly team in the replay for some reason. You've got Neith, Ymir, Anubis, Honor, and Sobek. Versus, they don't have the thing where I can go really fast anymore, by the way. So we're going to be doing this a little bit differently. Versus Aphrodite, Ares, Thor, and Shibalanke, and finally, I just have to... Alright. And then there's me. I found me as Ao Kuang. So I'm going to showcase Ao Kuang for this entire replay, and we're going to talk about all the fun stuff that Ao Kuang can do. And hopefully you can learn something from my laning technique to maybe do better than I did. I didn't do too good. I mean, I had the most damage in the game, and I had the most farm and whatnot, but I feel like my score could have been better, and it's probably because I could have played better. So we're going to take a look at that in this replay. We're going to look at some of the things I did right and some of the things I did wrong. In the beginning here, Aphrodite was having a hard time figuring out how to hit those guys, but we're doing a technique called body blocking. Thor doesn't really do it right because he moves too far to the left. One of them gets through and hits the Aphrodite, but if we were both over to the right a little bit more, it would have been a much more effective body blocking, but Thor insisted to stay to that side of it, and then who am I to tell him how to play the game? Here you see where the Honor makes a small mistake. He pushed up a little bit too far and left himself open to getting tornadoed. Getting hit by the tornado is not something that you want, especially when it gets to higher levels. And being hit by the tornado nets me a lot of kills in this game. Once again, I hit him with the tornado. That's probably one of like the last times I hit him with it, though, in this lane. But the tornado is your main harassment ability. Then he has a 1, which is a squall. And the squall is that little ball I shoot out that blows up and kills those minions. It does an area of effect, so when the enemy is standing near minions, you can throw that little ball at him, and it hits him for damage too. Also, when you max that, it's a great way to attack people that are close to you or far away. It's a good harassment attack, and it's good for last hitting, obviously. So this lane was pretty back and forth with me. I'm checking the lanes right now. It looks like these two are okay. They're getting stunned. They're fighting. Uh-oh. That Shibalanke looks like he might get taken out here if he's not careful. Neith getting taken out by Ares, but her backflip just proving to be a little bit too reliable. Meanwhile, in this lane, there's a whole lot of pushing going on from the enemies. Uh-oh. That looks like there might be a kill if he's not careful. But the Anubis is careful, and he bought Sprint early on. Mid lane, I'm still not doing anything. Nothing really exciting happens there for a little while. I don't mean to spoil anything, but I don't really do much in that lane until like midway through the game when my abilities are higher level. It's not unheard of for Ao Kuang to get early kills, but against a good opponent, it's pretty difficult. And this Honor was very good. And he was very good at dodging everything I tried to do to him. In this lane, the Anubis seems to have used some health potions to keep himself back at almost full health. So that's good for him. I'm still trying to hit him with stuff and missing. Meanwhile, in this lane, you got Shibalanke and Ares. Originally, when I came into this game, I thought it was going to be Ares and Aphrodite, which, to be honest, probably would have ended the game a lot sooner if it was Ares and Aphrodite. So now Shibalanke with less than 200 HP, and Ymir is getting brave. He knows that Shibalanke can't do much if he gets stunned, and there's the kill. Neith with her level 5 ultimate, absolutely wrecking him, just taking him out with that last hit. Aphrodite, she lost her little connection, I guess you could say. Aphrodite is a newer god. She's not the newest god that I know of, but she is one of the 2 newest, and she's a full support god. Looks like the Ares got taken up by Neith as well. That's a shame. Neith is a very, very powerful god. She has the ability to nuke people from very far away, and by very far away, I mean it doesn't matter how far away you are, she can hit you with it, as long as you don't dodge it using an Aegis. Here I get harassed a little bit and fight him back. There's really nothing going on over there. So Aphrodite's coming back to her lane. As I was saying, she has that little kiss there, and when she hits people with it and they have that little pink line between them, they're being, you get a movement speed bonus, the both of you get a movement speed bonus, and you share mana regen. Oh, looks like Thor definitely wants to try to get that kill, but he didn't throw down the stun. Oh, nice try. If she hits an ally with her kiss and then hits an enemy with the kiss, the enemy will be stunned, and the ally that she has the connection with will get a bonus to his damage. I don't believe anything really happens in here. Yeah, still nothing happening in this lane. Like I said, like nothing happens. We just go back and forth like this over and over and over again. I don't even think I went back for items yet. Yeah, my tower gets under attack a little bit. Looks like they're coming over to try to gank, but no, they go for the blue buff instead. So, I mean, I didn't have anybody ganking. Looks like I came here just in time to see Ares get taken out. One of the big problems with getting killed by Neith is, depending on where you're killed, it can just make it easier for her to kill you again. Every single time that she kills you, you'll notice these little circles appear. Where was it? I guess we can't see it because we're looking at it through his eyes, but... Oh, looks like Anubis got taken out there, that's good. Yeah, he must have been going after the... Oh, wait, what's this? Let's see if I can get to mid here. Looks like I'm about to get ganked. Right, so here's my first dodge here. I dodged both of the CCs, and she didn't hit me with her 2, which is good for my HP. I called for help and threw my ultimate down. And then they all left. I called them MIA and said they were incoming left, and then left the lane because I had no mana. So, I mean, what was I going to do? Just stand there and die? So Neith is trying to get over to left lane to defend it. Ymir is heading over to right lane to try to gank it. It doesn't look like he's going to be fast enough. Yeah, he's never going to be fast enough to get away with that. A more aggressive Ymir would use the Boots of Celerity. It makes you run significantly faster, and when you're a Ymir that wants to be aggressive, that's something that you have to take advantage of, because you can close the distance much faster than people can get away, and that allows you to land that stun. Oh man, that's a good Shibalanke. He's doing very well. Alright, so Sobek is getting the movement speed buff. Pretty interesting. You see him down there. You see it over here getting the movement speed buff. In the meantime, it looks like these guys are pushed all the way to their tower. Ymir's coming in from the side, but I think that they saw him and they're backing up. Meanwhile, I'm in mid with this stalemate still, just counter-pushing his pushes. That's all I'm doing. Just reacting and staying back because I know that if I run too far forward, he'll probably destroy me. The thing about Honor that you have to remember is that Honor is very strong in 1v1 combat. This Sobek just pulled a field goal going between the two targets instead of at either of them. Ymir still wants to go for this sideways attack here, but he gets slowed by the Ares. Ares with a pretty effective slow, those chains that he throws out. Whenever he hits a chain, he can throw out up to 2 more after the first one hits. Ymir using his ultimate, a little too prematured. Nice ultimate from underneath, and that's gonna score her the kill. Ares trying to make something out of this, but just not happening. At the same time, looks like Anubis died in his lane. And Sobek has very low HP. Did I remind you? This is a ranked game, so some of the play is going to be a little bit different. Looks like Sobek is about to be taken out. If he's not careful, he does get taken out. A good turret dive by Thor. And there's the heal from the Aphrodite. Her doves can not only heal allies, but they can harm enemies, similar to how Ra's heal can heal allies and harm enemies. She didn't, I guess that when you break the link, it interrupts her last ability thing, so she couldn't teleport. I was gonna say, she just suddenly stopped backing. Oh, nice chain. Oh, but he missed the second one. If he misses a chain, he can't shoot anymore, so obviously you want to hit all 3. The chains not only slow the enemy, making them easier to chase, but they also apply a small DOT, which of course stacks up very quickly. Alright, he's going to come in from the side here, but I saw him on the map because we had a ward, and so I greeted him with some attacks. Running forward, so I'm hitting him with my 1. He throws up his slow, and he knocks me away because of how his jump works. And I keep myself in a good position. I want to make sure that I'm hitting him with everything I got. I got him with the tornado. That's going to do a significant chunk to his HP. And, oh, if you look over there, you see the Sobek and the Anubis are moving in. The ward disappeared at this point, so I had no idea that they were there, by the way. So he's teleport baiting to try to bring me out. So I knew something was going on. So I had a plan. He jumps into me. I throw the tornado on him. That's going to net the kill on him. Now, Sobek does something silly and knocks me away after there's a stun. So now Sobek, wanting to get the kill in spite of what happened, uses his ult. But it doesn't kill me, and I kill him underneath the turret. There was just too much damage being done to him. He tried to pop it early, thinking that it might be enough damage to kill me, but it just wasn't. And so I got 2 kills instead of dying myself. It was a good gank, but just executed very poorly. If I was that Sobek, it would have been a much more effective situation. I wouldn't have tail whipped, first of all, because you know you have an Anubis with you. So now this Anubis is about to get ganked himself. The difference is the people who are ganking him for me are Thor and Aphrodite, which equaled a dead Anubis. So that was good. I got the assist for that. As you saw, I threw my 1 in there. And that's about all you can do. You know, you only have 2 attacks when you're Alquan, other than your ultimate. So, I mean, you have a 2-hit combo. Just like Rise. You throw out 2 spells. And you have a 3rd one that you sometimes throw. But you have 2 main spells. That's your one-trick pony. Although technically he does only have 3. Well, the difference is that one of his spells isn't really his ultimate, like his damaging spell at least. His ultimate adds an effect. This looks like there's going to be a little bit of a fight here. Nope, there's not. They're coming over to mid. But because I'm smart, I only push the tower and I stay back. I know that the enemy has already tried to gank me. Both lanes have tried to kill me. So I wasn't going to have any part of that. The good news is that now they're getting pushed really hard by my team. We're starting to pull ahead in spite of our deficit in kills. Well, what we had was a deficit in skills, but I kind of pushed us forward with those two, I think. And we caught up with gold. We're ahead in gold. And we're looking okay. We're only 1,000 ahead, but it's still 1,000, so that's a good thing. He stood in my tornado for a little bit too long. The tornado does not apply its DOT immediately. There, you may have thought I was aiming for him, but I'm just trying to clear out the wave faster. Just like Ra does, sometimes an Ao Kuang will use his ultimate to clear out minion waves. You saw me do it before when there was a quick attack on me. I used it again to just get rid of those minions so that they couldn't get to my turret. The last thing you want is, even if you survive a gank, you don't want to lose that tower. You want to try to keep your towers up for as long as you can in any kind of fight. Thor here looks like he might be thinking of getting a kill on this Anubis. Throws out his hammer. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a kill. But he's gonna die. Yeah, that's death. Sobek, like I've said a million times before, is always the most dangerous when he's underneath a turret, because he'll just keep you in range of that over and over and over again. Aphrodite has quite a challenge on her hands. Why did she auto-attack? I don't even know. Oh, she was trying to cast a spell. Not sure if that's going to come to bite her in the ass. Ooh, nice. Oh, but it looks like she's going to die. Yeah, Honor with the ultimate there. His ultimate is when he throws out all those mini spears rapidly. I was thinking of going to right lane, but I end up going mid instead. Well, technically it's left lane for me at the time, but I was thinking of going there instead of mid. But then I went mid. So there's the stun. That's a great way to initiate. I don't know why he used his ultimate there. He could have done a multitude of things there. I mean, he has purification beads and an Aegis. If they were both on cooldown, that's just a shame. It looks like Shibalanke wanted to try something, but there isn't really much he can do where he is. Now, you may be wondering why I'm not, like, running around ganking while this enemy team is. Well, the answer to that is I'm fighting this guy. Now, you'll see here that he's quite low. Now Thor goes in. I just used both of my abilities. All I had left are these two. My one didn't hit him, and he survived because I couldn't quite do the damage and he couldn't get close enough to kill him. After the attack, Thor said, "Why didn't you go in?" And I said, "I did. I only have 2 attacks. My ultimate's already down. I tried to kill him with it before, and the one thing about Ao Kuang's ultimate is it's really difficult to hit when an enemy is expecting it. But the enemy always expects it in ranked. So, if you do hit it, it's difficult, just like a raw ultimate. There's where I'm arguing with him. I did go in, I didn't hit him with my shit. I tried. That one should have hit him on my screen, but it didn't, so here's a quick gank here in blue buff. I noticed that the Anubis was there. They're definitely going to be fighting this out. They're both all over this Aphrodite. Aphrodite going pretty tanky. She already has an ethereal staff, so that's giving her a significant boost to her HP. This Anubis does not do a lot of damage. I don't know how that is. Well, all he has is the obsidian shard, so I guess it's not too surprising. He might die there. There it is, the Aphrodite kill. Never good to see an Aphrodite getting kills. That's not a good sign. Meanwhile, in mid lane, it looks like I might be losing this tower soon. Somebody died underneath this tower. Was it me? I must have died at some point. No, I haven't died yet. So I'm 2-0. Doing pretty good with my score. I do die, by the way, in this game. I die a few times. But I do really well. I'm really good at dodging the skills, shots, and all of the auto attacks. And I'm keeping myself alive using my last hits. I'm calling the MIAs, so my teammates know what's going down. He's going for red buff. So I head over, and I say, now's a good time to go for a gank. So I noticed that my right lane, a little pushed. throw out my ultimate, miss horribly, thinking that she would run back, but she didn't, and kill her with my tornado. The tornado is such an effective kill. Like, when I hit people, all I have to do is just hit them with my 1, and that's usually more than enough. When they have half HP, the tornado will do the rest with the DOT. Especially at this point. At this point, my tornado is maxed. I haven't died yet. I have 3 kills, 0 deaths. Not the highest kills in the game, but definitely the best score on my team. We've got a couple people that aren't getting any kills, but that changes. However, they're racking up a lot of deaths because Thor is pretty aggressive. You know, to a fault even. Diving turrets when he doesn't really need to. Just a little bit reckless. He could get a much better score if he wasn't as reckless as he is. But, you know, the score obviously isn't everything. There you see me farming. I mean, all I have to do is just throw down a tornado and that guarantees some kills. Looks like Shibalanke is about to get initiated on, but then he doesn't. However, this guy's gonna get attacked. Ymir harassing here, trying to go for stealing the buff, and he does. Good steal. Oh, that's gonna be a stun. Neith can do a little bit of bonus damage if she charges up her shot before she shoots it. You get a little circle when you're aiming it. And if you hit it, it does a little bit of bonus damage. Here you see my tornado once again coming into play. I throw out my squall, but it was just barely short. Seeing some more damage from this Aphrodite, and there's the tornado securing me the kill. It's that simple. Now what's really nice is the tornado just so happened to kill those stupid minions before they did anything. There's a little bit of unneeded aggression from the Aphrodite. I mean, I'm not going to go in that far for a kill. That's stupid. It's just 1 kill. I can let him go. It's not a big deal. He's just Sobek. No one's ahead on their team that I saw. The only person who's even close is the Neith, who died once and has 4 kills, and I'm doing better than her. So, I'm not worried about anyone on their team right now. So I'm not being as greedy. I'm not throwing out as many risks. I'm not risking my life for the sake of 1 kill. I'll risk my life for 3 kills, but not for 1. Ares getting caught in the jungle again. Only this time it cost him his life instead of just the buff. Which is always a shame. Here I'm looking for a way to attack this honor, and I get it because he just stands there. I throw down my ultimate. It misses him because, once again, he knew it was coming, and you can see where it's going. So, there, I block a little bit of the damage from his ultimate. I dodge him, throw down a tornado, hit him with a squall to slow him, and I'm going to be able to keep up here. We have a quick fight. He misses his 2. That's his main CC. So here I get a good slow. I'm going to throw down a tornado, and that's the kill right there. I didn't even bother trying to chase. I didn't have to see it. I knew he was dead as soon as that tornado hit him. So, I'm feeling pretty good about my performance in this game. I'm 5-0. I'm doing very well. I'm having a great game for my first ranked game, I might add. But for the people that follow me on Twitter, it might not be too surprising, my score. If you follow me on Twitter, I usually showcase some of my better matches that I have online. Here you saw me using my tornado in a defensive way, getting hit with the fully charged Sobek ult, but dodging his charge there, throwing another DOT, but it just barely didn't make it on him. I run back in there. You saw how I ran back in? That was because I noticed that the link was being severed, and I knew that she was going to be attacked. And her ultimate was off cooldown, so I ran in nice and close so that she could pop it and save herself, and I could support her if they tried to do anything. I throw down my ult, miss again, but don't worry, I make up for it. I get a pretty good one going here. So that's going to be a kill there on the Sobek. I'm really low on mana at this point. I can't really do anything, so I go back. I don't have a lot of HP. I have next to no mana. I'm not going to chase. So I tell them, out of mana, and I go back. Meanwhile, Ymir is fighting it out down here, but for no reason really. And in the meantime, our Shibalanke is killing this turret. Neith gets taken out in the midst of the fight down there, and they're still fighting down there. So let's take a look at this. They're all up in that base, yo. Meanwhile, we're pushing right lane. He jumps through the middle here while Aphrodite tanks the Phoenix, which is very nice of her. Ymir throws up his wall, stunning the Aphrodite underneath the tower, but I think she's going to be okay. I come in at this point. I'm back. I have full mana. I got full HP. I'm going to go back to myself here. Here I am. We're fighting her out. We're fighting it out. Thor is coming around on the back end of the tower. I'm trying to save Aphrodite at this point. Like, I'm all about saving her. I don't want her to die. I'm going to throw down a tornado at this point. That's going to get on him. So now I'm going to ignore the Ymir. Now at this point, I tried to save her again using my ultimate, and it's not hitting anything. You know, you'd think at this point I would just give up, but I'm not going to just give up. I keep getting kills. I'm 7-0, still having a great game, I might add. Being 7-0 is great. in a ranked game, even. Regardless of my ELO. I mean, this is my first ELO, so I'm not starting at like a low ELO. I'm starting about the mid-range. And I'm doing very well. So, I'm really happy with my performance in this game. Even with all my ultimates I couldn't hit, but I mean, if the enemy's gonna dodge your ult, you're gonna miss it. There, I tried to hit him with my one while he was standing there, thinking he wasn't gonna move. Thor deciding to go in here. We have a pretty weak initiation from this Ares, sadly. Because of how long he took, everyone's HP is too low. Thor gets stunned before he can teleport. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do now, because they're just, walk all over us. I can't get in. Our Ares HP is too low, and he's not going in, so I can't do anything. Aphrodite's giving me that soul link, that pink little bar, so I can get a little bit more mana per second. Ymir coming up from behind, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. I get stunned, but I get thrown out of his ultimate. Here's where I die for the first time, I do believe. I get stunned, I get jumped on. I don't believe I had sprint at this point. No, I did not. And my Aegis was on cooldown, so there was really nothing I could do. So now Shibalanke is staying near the fire giant, making sure that if the enemy wants to try to kill him, they have to tank damage from him. And he's gonna die anyway, sadly. But he put up a good fight. The enemy is tanking a lot of damage. Sobek using his ult on the fire giant, deciding now's a good time to try to kill it. My team is on its way. Ares is there. I'm not sure if Ares is going to be able to do much to stop him, though. Sobek playing keep away. It's something that Sobek is quite good at. Aphrodite making him immune to all damage. He throws up an Aegis, and there's his ultimate. The ultimate I was waiting for. Ultimates everywhere. And there's Thor. Thor comes in, takes out the Neith immediately, and down goes Honor. So their two carries who just got Fire Giant buff just died. Now all we have to kill is the Anubis, and we would be set where all of their damage has nothing. However, Anubis looks like he's gonna probably get away at this point. I'm still dead, waiting to respawn. And I respawn right now. And I'm back here, in case you were wondering. Sobek getting killed. That means 3v1. It's gonna happen eventually. Anubis looks like he's gonna try to come in here and try to do something. But when they turn their focus on him, he's dead, if he's not careful. Meanwhile, Thor getting taken out by this tower. Ooh, shouldn't have spun. He should have used his hammer throw. Unless it was on cooldown. Then he didn't really have a choice. Aphrodite throwing down her heel, throwing out some kisses. And here I am. I'm here to help support them. Going for the kill on the Anubis, because I know that as long as I can kill him, even if we trade, it's worth it on my end, because he's dead and they just lost all their damage. All their damage no longer has a fire giant buff. So, it was very worth it. It was a good death trade, and I'm glad I made it. Glad I was able to stop him. Perfectly timed ultimate from the Ares there. Dodging the Neath arrow as soon as it got within view. And now they're going to take out this turret in mid. We're just doing very well at this point. I've only died twice. I've got 9 kills. Thor's sitting on 11 kills, but has died 5 times. But still, that's not a bad KDR. He's dying a whole lot less than he's killing, which at the end of the day is what you want to do. So, that's always good. So, it looks like we're just going to set ourselves up for the next fight while we wait for everyone to get back. Blue team is going for buffs. Not a bad idea at this point. Definitely want to get some buffs when you're a little bit behind. And when you're ahead, you also want to get buffs. So, Shibalanke, going after that nice red buff while I take a drink. So, I'm back in the mix. Here I am. Whenever you spawn as Ao Kuang, there's no reason to not use your 2 to get out. You go a little bit faster. Here you see one of the ways how I keep up my gold. Every opportunity I get, I take out those gold camps. The Anubis just not having a good game. He's 3 and 10. He's just getting caught left and right, and if he's not getting caught, he's getting focused. So, it looks like they're trying to go for another kill back here, and they might get it if they're not careful. Good stun by the Aphrodite. Ymir getting burst down here with everything. He's getting lots of damage put on him. Honor comes in to try to save him. Neath throwing down some quick damage. I come in. You see my tornado there. My cute little tornado. We're all here. I'm waiting for an initiation. I tried to hit Neath with my ult there, but I just couldn't get close enough to do it fast enough. It's a shame. If I was just a little bit closer earlier, I could have easily hit her with it. But another whiff. I just couldn't hit that this game, I swear to God. But like I said earlier, I make up for it. I make a nice play with my ult. From all those times I played as Ra, I got some pretty good practice with leading people. Like, I would have hit that Neath if I was there sooner, but I was not. Should have maybe corrected myself a little bit more. Neath taking a defensive position to try to pop out and poke and then go back. Speaking of poking, our Thor hitting his hammer there. As you can see, the problem with these two teams is that we don't really have a great, reliable way to initiate. Like, I really want to use my shit in, and Thor goes up. He's gonna try to ult in. Like, he only hits one of them, so, you know, I go in, everybody goes in, I'm gonna throw down my tornado. I went after Neath immediately to try to keep her CC from taking out Thor. But Thor didn't hit enough squishy people. He went after Anubis, which wasn't too bad, but I feel like we should have went after the Neath first and worked our way in. Like, if he ulted Neath, wouldn't have been so bad. Because she has probably the most CC on that team. She has 2 different ways to snare you, and it adds up really quickly in a team fight. So you don't want to fight her. In the meantime, it looks like the blue team is going after the fire giant buff again. But this time, Ares is going to watch. Oh. Getting popped here. Good job by the Ares, doing lots of damage here. He's trying to steal this buff. Is he gonna steal it? He didn't. No, wait, yes he did. It said blue team, what the hell? But the blue team does not have the fire giant buff. The red team has the fire giant buff. So we did end up stealing that successfully. Neath getting taken out there by the two of them. Excellent job by my teammates here, stealing that buff. Honor trying to use his pillar to block the enemy, but the pathway is just wide enough for them to make it through. Here we all respawn. Here's me, using my 2 to dash out of spawn. Here you can see my build is pretty much done. I go a Pythagorum's piece to get some nice regen while I'm DOTing people. It helps me stay in fights. It helps me stay in pushes. I go in the beginning of the game, I go for magic boots, a vampiric shroud, and a mana potion. And that's usually my build every single game. It's very reliable. As you can see, I immediately went for a Warlock Sash here. Right there. And the Warlock Sash as a stacking item gives me some extra HP and magical power, which is nice. I got an Obsidian Shard quickly afterwards so that I can do even more damage, because since the enemy isn't really building, you can notice they didn't really build a lot of defense. Like, he only has the Stone of Gaia. The Sobek only has these 2 items. It's just not enough defense. And there's my big hit there. Did you see that? I led him just right. He ran right into it, and it killed him with 1,000 damage. Anyway, as I was saying, you're just not seeing a ton of defense. And the people who do have it, I still really, really hurt, because they're level 18, they're level 16 on the Ymir, and the Anubis is level 17, which is why I did so much damage to him, because he has no defense and he's level 17. I'm level 20. I'd been level 20 for a little bit. And, so all my stuff is maxed, so I'm already doing big chunks to the enemy here. And this Sobek is getting caught, but I couldn't hit him with my tornado because he just ran right through it. But you can see, like, my 1 is just chunking him for big damage. Just that little bit of penetration that I do have because of the Spear of the Mages here and the Book of Thoth, giving me tons of ability power through the Book of Thoth. Every single time I kill minions, I get some more mana, and my mana directly affects how powerful my attacks are. So I'm doing lots and lots and lots of damage here. And I'm feeling pretty confident at this point. I'm like, we could probably win now. So I head in, and I throw an ultimate at this thing when it comes off cooldown instead of trying to hit enemies with it. And there it is. Throw it down. That's going to hit the Minotaur for some extra damage. And I think I die here. Yeah. They all come after me. As you can see, my team is on the other side of the fucking map, and I have no way to get there. Yeah, he comes after me, and I was alone. Couldn't get away from him. I wanted to quickly run around him. Like, you saw me circle around him. I wanted to run behind him and then go to my team. But, he didn't let me do that. So, I died. Meanwhile, Thor, not sure what he's thinking here. Where is he? There it is. Coming in, doing big damage to the enemy, but they're doing much bigger damage to him with the help of that Minotaur. Uses his Aegis to dodge a bit of damage, but I don't think he's going to make it out of here alive. Yep, there it is. So that was a failed push to an extent where we didn't kill the Minotaur, and we probably could have. But it's okay. There's always next time. So at this point, I think I died. Yeah, I died 4 times. But I've got 10 kills. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I feel like that's a very good score. It's better than the Thor's score when it comes to KDR. I'm doing unholy amounts of damage to the enemy. The Aphrodite is doing very well at making sure that the enemy is easy to kill, and it's lovely. At this point, I'm telling them, like, guys, stay with me. I really want to carry you guys, but I can't do it if I'm dead. So just stay near me, And I promise I'll do all the damage that we need. Just stay with me. Because, I mean, they didn't have to leave me there. They left without me. They didn't bring me with them. I was so left out. So at this point, I'm staying near Ares. He's our main tank. There's no off tank. He's the main tank. So I'm hanging out with him. Alright, so we want to get the Fire Giant buff again. Now the good news is the blue team is going to have to push out their lanes, so we have a little bit of time to attack this. They think they have a ward somewhere. They had a ward somewhere that saw us because they run right over. And I throw down my ultimate, it misses everything again. But it's okay because I got that really good shot on Anubis, so I'm fine. Now I'm staying in here, trying to hit the Fire Giant with everything I got. I try to get out of this circle, but can't. Because it's about the size of the arena. I'm at half HP, but it's alright. We got the Fire Giant buff. I'm going to start doing a lot more damage. Ymir getting taken out by a combination of all of our damage, and so does Honor. Now we're chasing down the enemy for the final push. I go out into the lane, not only to chase them, but also to push the minions at the same time. I'm trying to land my tornado, but they're just outside of reach. It's really hard to hit that tornado because of how long it takes to apply the DOT. However, we're going right in on this Minotaur. The Minotaur is this game's version of the Nexus. So you want to kill that. And you saw there, I was throwing everything at it at once. And the combined output of our damage was just too much for even the Minotaur to handle. It goes down, and I win my first ranked game. And I hope that was as fun for you to watch as it was for me to play, which I probably doubt, but I did pretty well. You could see my build. It's pretty effective. I do recommend it. This combination of the Spear of the Mages and the Obsidian Shard is very, very powerful. Because you get that 33% magical penetration, and this is going to lower their magical protection. So when you're someone who has something that has a DOT, like my tornado, this is very effective when used in tandem with this. Now I like this because it makes me a little bit tankier, but you can replace this with a Rod of Tahuti. You could replace it with the Gem of Isolation. That's this. You could replace it with a Void Stone if you want to be more effective, if you want to try to block some magic damage. If there's more physical damage, you might want a Wall of Absolution. Personally, I like just having more HP. It tends to work a little bit better for me, as you saw in the game. This was a very important item that I got last. I should probably move this further up in the build, maybe right after this, and then build these two, and then get the Thoth book. Because this was pivotal. The lifesteal that you get from having a Pythagorean's piece is absolutely paramount to the success of you as a player. Because without that lifesteal, you can't stay in the fights and you can't keep yourself in. Especially when you're fighting multiple enemies. But that Pythagorean's piece with a good DOT and some good burst can take you from very low HP to very high HP, just like a good amount of lifesteal can. And staying in those fights is very important for you. Right there you see I pretty much healed my entire health bar. If I got that a lot sooner, I would be pretty effective. But the good thing is that the Aphrodite was healing very regularly. She's got 40,000 in heals, which is great. So, kudos to her. That was a great performance as Aphrodite. She did very well as a support. You see those assists? She did her fucking job. Ares did very good as a tank. He died a little bit more than I wanted him to, but that's not his fault. We just couldn't kill them fast enough. But he had 13 assists. He was in plenty of the fights. He did good as a tank. Thor had a great game. He went 12-7. What more can you ask for? Except for maybe a little less deaths, but I think he did great. He got 10 assists. He has high assists, so he was involved in a lot of the fights, and he was very important in the game. You'll see there he did do less damage to the players, so he wasn't as pivotal for kills as I was, but he made a very big difference in the game, and he did well. He had a good game. On the enemy team, however, the only person who really had a good game was the Honor, and he went 5 and 10, and I went 4 and 10, so I beat him. I also got more assists, but we were kind of together a bit more. And Shibalanke started out with a pretty bad game, but he got those 4 kills. He broke even, so that's good on him. I'm glad he got those kills. And he also killed a lot of towers. I killed 2 towers, Thor killed 2 towers, and Shibalanke killed the rest. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try to do more ranked replays. That'll have its own playlist. And don't forget to watch my 5-second reviews. Because, I work really hard on those.